Hey guys, happy Wednesday. I think it's Wednesday. Hump day, middle of the week. Rock Recovery Fitness is live right now, so I'll kind of wait for a few more of you to join in here. I know a couple of our videos got backed up and time switched today, so I hope you guys can still tune in for those of you that are sitting on Facebook right now. Yeah, we just had some schedule changes, so just kind of rolling with the resistance here, and we still want to be on here for you guys and to connect. So, kind of wait for some more of you to log in here. I hope people were able to do some fitness just now with Lisa. I can't stress enough the importance of getting up and getting our bodies moving. Obviously, a lot of people don't have access to a public gym right now, or even the center, which can be really challenging, especially for those of you who fitness is just so important to. I get it; it's very important to me in my life too. So I hope that you guys are able to get creative, like we talked about yesterday, and whether it's joining on here, and following along some of Lisa's workouts, or whether you guys, I know there's like a lot of other companies right now. Like I know the Spartan Race, like they've been releasing all these at-home workouts. Ruck House, the veteran-owned gym in Rochester, they've been posting a lot of live videos with their awesome crew there. So I miss being able to go work out at Ruck House and in the center. But yeah, so I hope you guys are able to find some form of, again, whether it's getting these online workouts at home, or whether you're getting outside and going for a walk or a run, or even just sitting outside to get some fresh air, just something to get you up and out of bed. That's the most important thing. The real important thing is getting up and getting out of bed. So yeah, hope you guys are hanging in there, doing what you can to stay active, keep your bodies active, keep your brains active. Checking in on yourself, like we've been talking about, your mental, your emotional, your spiritual, all of that good stuff. I hope you guys are taking good care of yourselves out there, the best that you can right now. And like I said yesterday, that that's going to take a little bit of creative thinking here. So I'm really hoping that you guys can join in on conversation with me today. I see a few more people logging in. What's up, guys? So yeah, this is the Outrageous Openness book discussion. For I don't even know how many days now, but we've been reading out of this book, Outrageous Openness, Letting the Divine Take the Lead by Tasha Silver. So I've kind of just been picking a reading out of there every day, reading it to you guys, and then, sharing my thoughts on it. But everything I'm sharing on, those are just my thoughts and my opinions. They aren't necessarily the right or the wrong answers. It's just things that are kind of processing through my mind. And, I always ask that you guys be open-minded with me on here. I ask that you're able to have an open mind and taking things that I'm saying and internalizing it and changing it around to something in the way that it's of importance to you. So we talk quite a bit about the divine order that Tasha talks about in her book. And Tasha defines the divine order as the perfect solution to any problem is already selected if you allow yourself to be guided. Tasha also talks about the divine source, and she says there is a natural universal abundance that knows how to meet every need. So we've been talking quite a bit about, inviting that divine order into your day, kind of letting go and going with the flow of your day, right? That's really the importance of this all. And I just ask you guys to keep an open mind with that. So if you're hearing words like divine order or the force of love or God or any of those things, that's entirely up to you how you take that. Whatever works for you, and I support that, and we as Rock Recovery support that too. So yeah, just take what that means to you in your own mind, and we'll just kind of go forward with today's reading. All right, so today's reading is called Divine Order and the Phone Company. So Tasha always starts off every chapter with a quote. This is an old Jewish joke. If you say to God, "This is terrible," God says, "Terrible? You haven't seen anything." And if you say, "This is good," God says, "Good? You haven't seen." In India, they tell a story about someone who complains to a guru about the smallness of his house. And the guru says, "Listen, go find a sheep and move it into your house. Trust me on this." The guy does, which of course makes things more crowded. He returns to be told in succession to add a cow, a dog, a chicken, a calf, until things are totally unbearable. When he's finally half out of his mind, he goes back to the teacher, who says, "Now go home and take away each of the animals." When the guy returns, the guru smiles. "Now doesn't your place feel big?" I had this happen with the phone company. Each month I'd be amazed at what I was paying for my landline, cell, and internet to be bundled together. With taxes and extra fees, this was not exactly the promised bargain. But I was even more astounded when an extra $42.95 charge appeared one month from a mutant outfit called KeySecure. The description said I was paying a monthly internet marketing fee. Knowing I had never authorized this, I called AT&T. After 10 minutes of being tossed around like a Caesar salad, I was told abruptly to call KeySecure. Trying to breathe deeply, I called. After 20 minutes of blaring show tunes, a stressed-out agent got on the phone. He insisted emphatically that I had authorized a charge. He then played a recording of a prior conversation, which involved much static and a mumbled female voice sounding strangely like Dolly Parton on Vicodin. "But that's not me," I screamed. "Just listen, do I have even a shred of a southern accent?" "Well, it's you," he barked. "You just don't remember. You authorized it on January 27th, so don't get huffy with me. And you'll get another bill next month. Hold." Then he threw me back to cabaret. As my blood pressure continued to rise, I suddenly remembered divine order. How could I have forgotten? With every fiber of my being, I invoked God as my source and cast the burden of this mess. I prayed that the perfect people who could intercede on my behalf would come at the right moment. My psyche uncoiled. I could breathe again. Suddenly feeling an impulse to call AT&T back, I entered a whole new galaxy. I was helped by a kind, calm woman who admitted they received daily complaints about KeySecure. She offered to promptly reverse the charges and to do so again if they reappeared. She gave me a new number to call to cancel the account, apologizing in advance that it might take months to stop the billing unless I got lucky. I continued to invoke divine order with total focus. Then I called the new KeySecure number, praying as I sat on hold through the most terrifying version of Sound of Music ever made. This time someone answered who cheerfully and instantly deleted my account. And like that guy in India, my phone bill now seems like a total bargain. I love the little bouts of humor that she has in here. And so Tasha has all sorts of people write into her with their issues, or she talks about situations that she's been through, and she just puts them into these short little chapters, which I've really been enjoying, and I hope you guys have been enjoying the ones that I've picked. This one I picked very last minute today. It was a little time crunch, but that's okay. You know what? I was actually in another meeting this morning, and where, we also do a reading in that. And normally I take time ahead to pick out the readings because I'm hoping in my mind that they mean something to at least one other person out there besides me. And it's just funny because, I kind of let go, and I have that sense that, like, you know what, no matter what I read, at least one person out there is going to connect with something that I'm saying. And I'm kind of hoping that's the same instance with these readings from this book that I'm sharing with you guys on the daily here. But yeah, I guess I just appreciate the little bits of humor in there. We talked a few days ago about, one of the most important things that any of us can hang on to in life is a sense of humor and to be able to laugh at ourselves. I'm pretty guilty of taking myself too seriously sometimes. I don't know if any of you know that out there. But I do have a habit of doing that. And there are times lately where I just, friends send me a funny meme, or I just do something silly and ridiculous throughout my daily life, and I just kind of have to laugh at myself, and all of a sudden that moment doesn't feel so heavy. But I'm, just kind of chuckling at this, the story from India about, the guru and the smallness of this guy's house. And then, the guy feels like his house is really small, and then he's told to fill the house up with a sheep, and then to add a cow and a dog and a chicken, and until his life's an entire cluster. And then he removes all of these animals, and, now he has the realization like, hey, my house doesn't feel so small anymore. And it's just, I love that, right? It's all about perception, which we talk about quite incessantly. But that's really what it comes down to, right? If you think about it in the sense of like, if I said like I had $10 left in my bank account, to some people, they might completely panic and be like, oh my gosh, I'm broke, and freak out. And if that same situation happened to somebody else, and from their perspective, they're like, oh my gosh, I've never had $10 in my bank account before. That's amazing. Perspective, right? That's what it really comes down to. And I think, now that that's popping into my head, I very much appreciate you guys allowing me to go with the flow, because my mind is moving very quickly, and that's how all these conversations start. But thinking about it in that sense, I was able to talk to my mom on the phone and check in with them and see how they're doing. And she said, you know what, like, we're doing pretty well. She's like, we're home, and we've got a nice home, and we've got a roof over our head, and her and her husband are both able to work from home and continue to make money and pay their bills. And they're able to have some downtime, and she was able to get some gardening done in her yard, which she loves. And she was really hoping that they could have a puzzle to do. I don't know that she has any there, but you know what I mean? Like, we're good. We're okay. And I love that, right? It's perspective. Absolutely perspective. I shared yesterday about, an individual that, I'm trying to help out who doesn't have a lot right now. And I think about that. There are a lot of people in those situations right now who really don't have anything. A lot of it's, maybe the homeless population. Maybe they're in a shelter right now and they have nothing. They don't have the joy and the luxury of just being able to get up and go, heat up some food, or to go put on Netflix for 10 hours, or to go get up and go out and go for a walk. Not everyone has those little luxuries that some of us do. And I think that that's where, realizing that perspective is so important, and kind of a segue into gratitude, right? Being grateful for what we do have. I feel like I've also brought this up several times, like finding that silver lining. Can you find a silver lining in your own situations right now? It's really important. And if you're struggling to find the silver lining in any of these situations right now, like, can I suggest a gratitude list? Probably like, I don't know, a little over a year ago, it was suggested to me to make a nightly gratitude list. So I said, okay. And I bought myself a little notebook, and I would keep it next to my bed, and I would, at the end of every night, I would write today's date, and I write today I'm grateful for, and then I pick 5 things. And so when I started that, they were very basic. I'm grateful I have a bed to sleep in. I'm grateful I have a roof over my head. I'm grateful I have food in the fridge. They were just little things like that, basic essential needs, which are absolutely great things to be grateful for, right? Not everyone has those essential needs. Not everyone has a roof over their head. Not everyone has food right now, or access to groceries, or maybe someone doesn't have an online bank account to where they can order Wegmans groceries from Instacart. Not everybody has access to that stuff. So those are great things to be grateful for, right? But what I noticed is over time, as I continued this habit, we've been talking about it's the 21 days to form a habit. What I noticed over time, as I was really starting to be consistent with this gratitude list, was that the things I was writing on there became more meaningful. And the time that I was spending at night doing my gratitude list, like, that was more thought-provoking, I would really just pause at the end of my night and think back to everything that happened throughout my day, and I'd be able to look back and be like, oh, I had coffee with so and so today. That was really nice. Or I went to a really great meeting this morning. That was nice. I think back to when I started that. I was just a member at Recovery, and I was going to Yana and Sean's Wednesday workouts, and that crazy 6 a.m. class. And like I actually went back kind of recently and started looking back in this gratitude journal of like when I started. And it was almost like every Wednesday, like I would write about that in there. Like, I'm grateful for Yana and Sean, and I'm grateful to get up and start my day with a workout. I noticed that those things that I was starting to write just transformed and blossomed, and they were able to just grow into these more meaningful things. I was able to slow down and really take a look at life for what it was around me. Little tiny things that I would normally take for granted or not even take the time to think about, those would start getting added to my gratitude list. Some of it was like, I'm grateful that I saw the sunshine today. And it was just really cool to watch that list start to grow and transform. And, close to, I don't know, a year and a half later today, like I still do that nightly gratitude list. And it's way more than 5 things. At this point, I just allow myself to just free write and just let the thoughts just flow out of my brain. And I'm able to just write down everything that I'm grateful for. And sometimes it's 10 things, and sometimes it's 20 things. Sometimes it's 25 things. And it's just really cool to be able to sit and reflect on that. But what that actually does is help me to slow down in situations like this, right? Where the world is chaos right now. It allows me to slow down and look at the little things around me to find the silver lining, And we've been talking about that daily. This isn't anything new. I've encouraged you guys to just pause throughout your day and look for those little blessings, because they're there. They're absolutely there. And if I'm open to it, I can see more of them. If I'm open to that divine order, the universe puts these little tiny situations or these people or a phone call smack dab in the middle of my day when maybe I was feeling a little off, and then I'll get a text message or just a little reminder of sunshine or just something out there. Something is just put into my path that like lifts me up for a minute, right? And what that's done is practicing that daily gratitude. That's formed a habit in my brain, and now I've done it for so long that it's just ingrained within me, right? It's this pathway that is just a part of me. And it's changed my mindset, right? It's changed my mindset to just notice those things throughout my day. I don't even always wait till the end of my day to write my gratitude list. There's times where I pause during my day. I'm like, wow, that was really cool. Or I'm really grateful for that. Or, I just got off of a Zoom call with a few people from work. And I'm like, you know what? Like, I really needed that. I'm so grateful that happened. That happened for a reason. So it's just about practicing that mindset and changing how I function through my little life today, And, I like to reshare the little prayers that she puts in each one of these stories. So as she's on the phone with this irritating phone agent who clearly doesn't know what they're talking about and trying to scam her, she's getting angry, she's getting frustrated, and she says, I suddenly remembered divine order. How could I have forgotten? And so the more we practice inviting the universe or the divine order into our lives, the more that when we get into these challenging situations, oh yeah, I remember there's this thing that's helped me through that. And that's for her, the divine order, and again, whatever that means to you, you take it that way. And she says, with every fiber of my being, I invoked God as my source and cast the burden of this mess. I prayed that the perfect people who could intercede on my behalf would come at the right moment. I love these little prayers that she puts out. It's basically like kind of, in my mind, I guess I think about it as if like if I'm going fishing, right? And, I'm casting my line out over and over and over again, trying to get that fish. And, while 9 times out of 10, I usually don't catch the fish, the whole point is that I'm still I'm still doing that practice over and over, right? I keep casting that line out. And, I kind of look at it as like the divine order. Like I'm still casting that line out, that net every single day of like, you know what, universe, like whatever is meant to happen, the perfect solution or the perfect person is going to come into my little world today at the right moment. And I trust that and I let it go. And then that last time that, that one chance, the 9 out of 10 where nothing else came along, now there's this one time where the thing does come along. It's the right person at the right moment. It's the right phone call at the right moment. It's the right job at the right moment when I didn't expect it. It's the right person that reached out in a moment of desperation where I felt sad and I felt alone and I felt like I was struggling, It's all of a sudden that text message that comes in that pulls me back to reality right now. And I needed that, But I feel like if I just keep that pathway, that mental path locked, that those things don't freely come as much. So again, if I keep that open mind and I keep that channel open and clear, the right things will come along at the right time and I'll be taken care of, So it's just kind of cool to start to have that mindset, She says, I continue to invoke divine order with total focus. And I think that's just it right there. That's a part of it is, I can learn new behaviors. I can learn new coping skills. I can learn different tools, when to use them, how to use them. I can learn all these different things in life to better myself. And they're there, right? So I learned them and now they're stored somewhere up here. And so sometimes it's a matter of like when I need to pull one of those tools out and use them, I need to really focus on it. It's more so than just a matter of like, sorry, my train of thought is going. It's more so an action really than just thinking about it. It's like, there's this situation I'm struggling with, and I know in here somewhere there's the right solution, there's the right tool that's going to help me get through this. But it's a step further than that. It's taking that tool or taking that action and like really focusing on it, slowing down and pausing. We've been talking about this a lot, like slowing down and pausing and inviting the divine order or the universe or whatever it is into my train of thought and just pausing for a minute and really being genuine, like coming at that like from my heart, So I know we're kind of a small crowd today. I see my my loyal Rockcovery fam on here, Jonathan and Kirsten, and I appreciate you guys showing up. The cool thing about these live videos is that they save and you guys can go back and watch them again later. So I'm hoping that some of you will see this later on this afternoon. But, I just want to encourage, constantly that, if you are in that spot of struggle right now, if you do need to talk to somebody, if you do need to reach out, can you recognize that for a moment? And can you slow down for a minute? Can you pause in that moment of crisis? Can you pause in that moment of need, that moment of panic, that moment of fear, that moment of worry, that moment of anger, rage, that moment of struggle, that moment of, I feel like I need to use or drink? If that's any of that's going on right now, can you pause for a minute? And can you recognize that? Can you recognize the emotions that you're feeling? Can you label them out loud? And can you invite this greater force out there, again, whatever that means to you, can you invite that in right now? And can you say, I need help? I know that there's a solution out there. I know that there's a person who can maybe reach out to me, or maybe I can reach out to them, but I'm struggling right now and I need something. I need somebody. And can you trust that that thing or that person is going to come along at the right time? Are you guys able to do that during that time of need? And it's a practice and it's not easy and it's definitely a challenge. But I just want to encourage you guys, when you are in those moments, to take those actions. Slow down, pause, recognize what it is that you're feeling, label those feelings, reach out for help, whether it's mentally, if you're reaching out to a universal force, or whether it's reaching out to a friend, or whether it's reaching out to us at Rockcovery. Can you Can you take the action to do that? And then can you go one step further and trust that something is going to come along that's going to help you? And I don't know what that is. I don't know what it's going to look like. But do you have faith? Can you trust that something is going to be there for you and something is going to help you? And can you take that action of reaching out and the right person will get back to you? You know? So with that, I'm going to kind of wrap it up. I know it's kind of a short one today and time's got a little bit wonky. There will most likely be another time adjustment for my daily reading tomorrow. I will post about that early enough and let you guys know, but I will be here. And I hope that you guys can be here too. I hope that you guys are hanging in there. You know, we're like the middle of the second week right now. I hope everyone is able to do the right thing and the responsible thing. You know, I wish everybody, I send you love and light, and I send you blessings. And I'm sending you hope most of all. You know, that's what I keep asking you guys to hang on to, that one little tiny shred of hope. You know, just hang on to it. And if it's somebody, if you are in recovery and you're struggling with that right now, I really hope that you can just hang on. I hope that you can reach out to a friend, a family, a coworker, reach out to us at Recovery. You guys can message us on Facebook. You guys can email us, and someone will get back to you. You know, if you are really struggling and you feel like you need somebody who's been where you are right now, you know, we have peer mentor services. We have peers that can be there for you and have been in similar situations and can walk alongside you and guide you so that you're not alone. So please reach out. We're here for you guys, and we'd like to hear from you. You know, it gives us hope too. It really does. So if that's a situation you guys need somebody to talk to, we're here. Reach out. I know that that's repetitive, but I'm gonna say it every day because it's important. The connection right now is the most important thing any of us have to get us through. So we're here. We hope to hear from you guys, and please let us know how we can improve these videos. If there's different things you'd like to see, if there's different readings you'd like, if you guys are enjoying the current readings that we have, please let us know. And yeah, we will see you tomorrow. I hope you guys have an awesome day, and hang in there.